Good morning, my dear friends. Welcome back to TEDx. The topic that we are going to handle today is self-introduction in any interview scenario. See, we had been talking about how to introduce oneself, and people also tell introduction plays a vital role. Maybe that determines the way how the interview is going to happen. So tell me something about yourself. So when you start introducing yourself, what all the points that you need to keep in mind? Let us see in this video. Point number one, greeting the interviewer. So when you are getting into whether it's a physical or virtual, when you are getting into an interview room, you need to keep in mind to greet the interviewer first. See, I have started doing some virtual interviews for my students, those who are there in the final year. When they come and talk to me, sometimes what happens, instead of saying good morning or good afternoon, they say good morning. Say, my timing is between 3 to 5. What happens, they greet me as good morning, sir. Then they start tumbling and they try to recorrect it. Good afternoon, sir, sorry. Not required. So what you can do, whether if you are saying, even if you are saying good morning, fine it is. You don't need to recorrect it. And please smile once you are seeing the person for the first time. Smile on your face adds value, and that is more important to kickstart the interview. Point number two, a brief note about you. Here you should have 3 points in mind. One, who you are, where do you come from, and what you are. Who you are. Just wanted to highlight a common mistake that we do here. We normally start with myself is Edwin Anthony. It is very common in India, but it is wrong. You are supposed to say I am Edwin Anthony. It is not myself Edwin Anthony. Then where do you come from? Where do you come from means your nativity, the place where you are born. For example, I am from Theni. I can say I come from Theni. Not I am coming from Theni. There is a difference between I come from and I am coming from. When I say I come from Theni, my native place is Theni in Tamil Nadu. But when I say I am coming from Bilai, I have my native is Theni, but I have shifted on my business or for my work to Bilai. So at present, I am coming from Bilai. So my dear friends, when you are talking about your native place, you are not supposed to use present continuous tense. Then what you are. What you are here means what you are as a professional person. What are all the technical qualifications that you have. Here what you can share about, if you are a working professional, you can talk about your work experience and technical skills that you have amassed because of your work experience. But in case if you are a fresher, you are supposed to focus on your projects and your certifications and what makes unique from your own peer group members. So these are the 3 points that you need to keep in mind when you're talking about a brief about you. Point number three, be unique. Don't follow your own peer group members, your friends, the way they introduce themselves. Try to identify a unique point that you have and start with that unique point which can draw the attention of the HR. It can be from the project, it can be from the work experience that you have got, or the certification that you have got, or even your hobby. If you have got a unique hobby, start with that. It is a kind of a trump card used to draw the attention of the HR. When I was asked to in one of the interviews, I just started with I love snakes. People were really wondering, what? You love snakes? Yeah, I love snakes. I am not afraid of snakes. And I have played with snakes during my childhood times, even when I was a boy. So these things helps to attract the HR person. Try to find out what is unique about it, but don't digress from the main topic. It is just to draw the attention of the HR and take him to your side. So it needs to be very brief, but don't speak on your unique point for a longer period of time and digress off from the interview. Point number 4, exhibit your qualities. See, I have seen people mentioning in the resume leadership qualities, team player, hard worker. See, instead of just using these words, I am a leader, instead of talking that you are a leader, explain indirectly that you are a leader. Explain through an incident what is happening in your life, what has happened in your life, through which you can make them understand that you have leadership qualities. So it should be indirect way of communicating to the HR or the technical interview panelist, stating that I am a leader, and these are the kind of examples that I can show that I have proved myself to be a very good leader. Or when you want to say I am a hardworking personality, hardworking, normally it is understood by your own achievements, whatever you have displayed. So don't directly say I am a hard worker. Instead of saying directly, use so many instances that has happened in your life and where you have achieved certain things, and through which you can make them understand you are a hardworking personality. So explicitly telling that you are a hard worker, it doesn't work, but indirectly giving them and explaining them about your quality adds value. Point number 5, showcase your academic background and achievements. If you are a working professional, you can talk about your achievements in the previous industries, what you have achieved in your job role. Don't talk about anything which is not related to the job that you are applying for. And if you are a fresher, what you can focus? You can focus about your academic qualifications and the certification programs and the projects that you have done. In case if you have done a project, try to explain them in detail. For example, you have designed a website and you can send them the link, share them the link, ask them to open it, or you can share in a virtual interview, you can share it and click on the link and explain what you have done. Remember to talk about the features of your projects, what are the features that you have added. In case if it is an IT product, try to speak about the front end and back end and the language which has been used to build that product. Never forget to keep all these things when you're talking about your project. Point number 6, include a brief introduction about your family. It's a brief introduction. You are not supposed to talk at length about your family. Nothing about your personal life should be discussed more in any interview. Talk about your parents, what they do, and how they have been your role model. Or in case you have a different role model, you can talk about them also during that period. But your personal life should be very, very brief. You are not supposed to elaborate on your personal life. Point number 7, talk about your hobbies. In any HR interviews, you can expect this question. Tell me something about your hobbies. Why do they ask? As a HR, we want to know what is the method you use to de-stress yourself, nothing else. So when you're talking about your hobbies, you can tell how you spend your free time investing on your hobbies. So indirectly, you need to also tell them your hobbies also support you to de-stress yourself, as well as adds value to the work that you do. For example, when you're talking about I am a voracious reader, I love cooking, I love solving puzzles, I am an avid photographer. All these things will give a kind of a positive note about your own personality. So, even the word hobby relates and tells something about your personality. So, don't keep it very, very simple. Be unique, but don't tell a lie. In case if you are not a voracious reader and you say, I love reading books, then you can expect the next question from the HR. What book did you read recently? There you are, caught. So, my dear friends, you need to understand which hobby that you need to highlight and how you need to highlight. But don't tell a lie here. The next important point that we need to focus on is maintain proper eye contact. That is more important. We all know we have a triangle here. This is a place that you are supposed to have a gaze. This is called social gaze. You are supposed to look at a person on this triangle and talk. When it is physical, it is very easy. You can look at the person and talk. But when it is going on a virtual mode, because of COVID-19, all the interviews are being conducted in virtual mode. And even I have started doing some interviews on a virtual mode. When you are on a virtual mode, it is different. For example, you are using Zoom or Google Meet or Microsoft Teams. You have a picture of a video of a person played from the other end, maybe the interviewer. When you are looking at the interviewer here, normally the kind of a image that you are giving to the other person, you are not looking at the face of a person when you are using a laptop. If you are using mobile, it is not that way. Even if you are looking at the face of a person in mobile, it shows them as if you are looking at them. But when you are using a laptop, the picture comes bit down, but the webcam is on the top. When you are looking at the face of a person, normally it indicates as if you are looking below the neck of a person. So, what you are supposed to do, look at the webcam and talk. Then it tells that you are establishing proper eye contact. It is very difficult. Or, in case if you are using Zoom, pin that person's video, automatically it will be pinned, and your video will be on the right hand side, on the top. Pull that small image and bring it and keep it just below the webcam and look at yourself and start speaking. Or minimize the image, minimize the window and make it very small and put the interviewer just below the webcam, and that will tell that you are establishing a proper eye contact. So, in a virtual mode, you are not supposed to look at the face of a person down, rather, you need to look at the webcam and talk. Point number 9. What should come first in the introduction of self? This is a normal question people ask. Simple it is. Whatever adds value to your profile, start with that. Maybe it may be your technical skills that you have got, or your large number of experience that you have got. You can start with that. Or maybe the educational background which adds value to you, that can be started. But what makes you unique apart from the other people, those who are going to attend the interview, needs to be evaluated. What makes you unique? Start with that, and that will help you a lot. Last but not the least, point number 10. Practice, practice, practice. Prepare what you want to speak and practice it very well. And try to evaluate, be on the shoe of the interviewer and try to evaluate what all the requirements of the job profile. Try to understand what would be the probable questions asked to you. Try to prepare them and be ready. Have more mock sessions. Ask your friends to help you with mock sessions. Whatever you have prepared, give it to them. let them ask you questions, let them shoot the questions to you, and you answer from the perspective of the interviewee. Let them be the interviewer. Try to have enough number of mock sessions and try to practice. This practice makes you perfect. Dear friends, this is what I had to talk about self-introduction in any interviews. Hope you like them. In case if you have liked them, like my video, share and subscribe. Let us meet in the next video. Thank you very much.